Are you ready for the Low Blows Network? It's the show where you control what's on the agenda. Ask us anything and we're bound to answer. Starring Rick Nash, Corporate King, and the Queen of Irish Wrestling, Katey Harvey. It's Ask Low Blows. So last week we kind of hit upon an idea and I tweeted it out and it got an even bigger response, and I think we're at the stage where it's like we should do this. Low Blows 24/7. I think that's where we should look at calling it rather than Low Blows VOD. You don't need to mention the VOD or anything like that. But Low Blows 24/7. We spoke about it. We kind of just hit upon it during the show. But I want to kind of figure out how could we do this and make this a show-wide conversation where people can tweet in their own ideas and stuff like that. You guys, literally listening, you control the show. Now you can help make an Irish wrestling division. So how would we make this happen? It can be defended anytime, anywhere, obviously, but then like we have hookups with wrestling promotions where it can be a relevant part of their show. It can be a part of their backstage, and then I think every month we put it together like a compilation of all the stuff with like unseen footage of like stuff that's happened and title changes that have happened on the VOD. And that could be one way we could go about it. But like, how do we do it? So I think it can only be wrestlers who win it though, because people, if we make it available at parties, and it will be available to be defended at parties, but only by other wrestlers, because it's a fucking health and safety nightmare if fans just go attacking the wrestler. We have to get around that way. So how should we go about this? Let's develop this a bit further. Corporate King, Katey Harvey, Rick Nash in for another edition of Low Blows. Corporate King, where have you got any ideas on stuff we can add to this, like, and make it more of a reality?
I do like the no fans attacking wrestlers idea. I was against it until about 7 seconds ago. Once you clarified why that's not a rule, I can understand. I feel like, I mean, it's because there's so many possibilities. It's kind of hard to just sort of.
We need an official there. An official has to declare that you are eligible to be the 24/7 champion. So I'm not just going to make it wrestlers. I'm going to leave it open, but an official has to declare.
Okay, that's fair. Ty McNulty has to follow around the champion 24/7. That should be a rule. That should be a rule. And I'm asking very nicely that you make that a rule. I know he probably has like, a day job and stuff, but I don't care. I just want him to be there so somebody can count the pinfall.
Guys, like, we've got to pay Tommy full time for that. I can't do this full time, like, as it is.
Yeah, but
like, we really need. If you want that idea, guys, I'm gonna need you to get us subscribers so we can pay Tommy McNulty a full time wage.
I mean, yeah. Personally, I don't see what's wrong with that idea. I think it's great.
If we get the subscribers, Foxy as well, very much like he loves this idea, and it was his question. Let's not forget to start.
Oh bollocks! Yeah, I mean,
so Foxy is a qualified official too. Jesus Christ, we have to get like thousands of subscribers to pay Foxy's.
Why don't we get? Yeah, that's why. Yeah, I mean, Foxy's like
he's like big time.
He's the best paid ref on the planet. Some say in Europe, I think it's on the planet. So I'm gonna say, I don't know. Or maybe we get all the refs to just follow everyone around.
There will be a series of like I'm a former Irish head referee. Like,
shit!
I'm a qualified official. Like, so if we're at parties, I can.
Why aren't you wearing a ref shirt then?
Not now, because we don't have a belt yet.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're qualified, like,
how should the belt look?
Should say Low Blows on it because we're Low Blows.
Yeah, but like, should we go for like kind of the pool title? I like the pool titles in the way they're kind of hokey and like stuff like that.
Not hokey. They're really good.
But they are good. But like,
those tag team titles look really good. Have I ever mentioned that?
Tag titles look better than the main
Those
belts.
tag team titles look really, really good.
They look really sweet.
Yeah, they do look really fucking good. Have I ever mentioned that? I don't know if I ever mentioned that. They look really fucking good. That's all.
Stop giving me ideas, guys.
Anyway, the 24/7 title, Joby Gas. You know the way like in like all promotions, the way like all the titles look really, really nice, but the 24/7 title looks like shit.
Yeah.
I mean, all our other titles are like mad hokey pool titles, but our 24/7 title is platinum, gold, diamond, like tens of thousands of grand spent on this one title for no reason.
There's a part of me that wants to get like a proper belt.
Yeah. But you won't pay Tommy McNulty to. Actually,
just get the PW Women's title. That's beautiful. And not currently being used.
Who owns the PW? Who has that?
Valkyrie is current champion.
But who's the belt?
Who has it?
Yeah.
Valkyrie.
Wait, can we just take the Courage title?
And PW doesn't.
PW doesn't exist, as
Yeah.
far as I know.
So that's just like sitting around. Like this is like Midian finding the European Championship match.
It's just such a beautiful belt, like.
Can we stick a low blows thing over the top of it though?
Yeah, we'll just blue tack it.
Actually, no, do you know what? Fuck that. We're gonna keep the Pro Wrestling Illustrated women's title lineage, but now anyone can win it as 24/7. I really want to win the title more than Katie Harvey. That'd be great. Like,
you know the way, like we were talking about uploading, like like who wins it and stuff, like making like put online, basically what the kids say. I was looking up a video that Low Blows had uploaded, and I think it was the 4-way from the Hanger Show, the women's 4-way, and it's like all these comments, all these thumbs up, and it's like, oh, this is actually a great match, blah blah blah. One comment at the end: I am furious. There were no low blows in this at all. And I was just like, that poor lad, like just watched 15 minutes that match waiting for a low blow, and it never came.
I see how you got there, mate. But
I see how we got there, and like, but I mean, I could feel the frustration. Like,
Yeah.
he was so thick
Yeah.
that he had to watch actual wrestling.
Like, I feel like he could have used the powers of deduction in the 4-way women's match. The reason that it's unlikely.
Now, hang on. I have used the low blow quite a bit in all female matches.
Yeah, I know. It's not unheard of, but it's also like, not as effective.
but I love how he wasn't angry. He was furious. He's fuming like.
I mean, his pants were ready. Sorry, I thought I lowered the tone too far. Sorry.
You're the same person who told Undertaker to get his tits out. The tone is already fairly low.
Katie in her 30s is filthy.
Are you a cougar now?
Yeah, this is it. Cougar Katie. We're going to have Katie judge your Tinder profile still to come here on As Low Blows.
What happened to me?
Katie became a cougar.
Hashtag feminist icon.
From feminist
Can we bring
to
like
cougar.
holy water next time just for me, just to have like here? That'd be great. Like.
Amazing.
Holy water. I just say something inappropriate, just douse me. I burn.
Guys, we're going to have a special guest or two join us in a little bit. We're still waiting on them here. Spoilers, it's musicians. They arrive when they want. They're the talent. So we're just going to get to your questions until they do so. It's a show where you control it, guys. We had so many questions in last week. We've rolled them over to this week and got them in. So if you didn't hear it, don't worry. They are here. Dave Banana. Hob Talk Nerdy to me on the Lobos Network got in touch and said, what would some fairy tales be like if they took place in the present and included modern technology and culture? Tinderella. I think that's a thing already. Is Tinderella a thing?
Tinderella. Is that a play?
I think it's a play.
Is it like a parody play type thing?
It feels like a play.
I think have you seen ads for that? Or
Yeah.
am I
Yeah,
talking
I
absolute
think-
I
bollocks?
definitely didn't just make it up on the spot.
I feel
That's
like you
way
might have
too
made
clever.
it up. No, I think you made it up. This bollocks.
If I did, that's amazing. I'm really proud of
No,
that.
I feel like on the Olympia I might have seen a poster for it.
I
I don't know.
I'm almost sure I didn't make it up.
What other fairy tales exist?
So that's what you're getting from me.
I had this amazing book growing up that my nanny got me. I think I've talked about it before, and it might be why I'm a feminist. But it was called Politically Correct Bedtime Stories, and basically they rewrote all fairy tales in the modern world to be politically correct.
Right.
So it was all about like Cinderella and her stepsisters working her like a slave, and then her like taking a stand and starting a trade union. It was all stuff like that. It was great. Like, and I actually think it is the way I am.
That's
I think
amazing.
it's the reason for who I am.
We both got your origin story and your development in one episode.
Yeah, the rise and fall of Katie Harvey. That's what this ass low blows is.
It's weird because I know Vladimir Prop and I know like Prop's theory and all that, which is all about fairy tales, but I actually don't know any fairy tales.
Well, like Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Like that could just basically be
Snow
Love
White and
Island.
the Seven Little People, or what do you? What's the? Is dwarf still?
Dwarf is
Well, dwarf is an actual
That's
like.
the word you use. Yeah.
I don't say like.
Yeah, I get you.
Illness, I think.
Yeah, it's
Dwarfism
the name
is-
for
yeah.
the condition. Yeah.
unrelated, but your phone is dangerously close to the edge of that table.
Sorry.
It's like
Yeah.
I thought I was gonna
Sorry.
fall off. I was like, I can't deal with this.
Sorry for causing your anxiety. I can't think of names offhand, but I'm just thinking about different scenarios. Because most fairy tales are quite fucked up when you think about them.
Yeah.
So a lot of them need correcting. Let's think of one. What's a good fairy tale?
Jack went up the hill to fetch a pail of water for Jill because Jill had had a long day and didn't appreciate it enough at home. And she checked her mobile. I don't know. I forgot about the tech part.
Yeah.
Also, that's a nursery rhyme.
Oh, yeah, shit. Humpty Dumpty. Why was Humpty an egg?
That's another nursery rhyme.
Did you just assume his species? Humpty Dumpty.
Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, I'm still thinking about, and that's just definitely someone who's just moved to Dublin and can't really afford to live here. So she's after finding 7 flatmates on Gumtree, and she's moved in, and shenanigans.
That's actually where you're going.
Beauty and the man with a nice personality. There they are now. How's it going, lads, as well?
Hey.
Sit down, grab a chair, sit down, wherever you like. We have our guests are after coming in now. We're late taping anyway, so don't worry. You haven't missed that much. Joined by Tristan and Alan. Do you have a name? Do you have a band name here? Sit over there and you can share mics with the lads.
Hello.
Do you want to do like you guys could share a mic and then the lads could share a mic as well?
You can hold the mic.
Oh, very good.
Do you have a name for the bands?
Fenix Park.
Fenix Park is what you're going with.
Spelled F-E-N-I-X Park.
Ah, there we go. Of course, what we're talking about is we spoke about it on Ask Low Blows last year. It's the return of one of the best gigs I was at last year. It was absolutely fantastic stuff. And literally one of those nights that made me go, every gig should be like that. That should be every single gig. Like a classic album that I love from my teenage years. Just played start to finish, covered really well in a live setting. Fantastic. Obviously, in the 1 year anniversary of Chester Bennington's unfortunate passing last year, you did a gig in Fibbers to raise funds for good causes around men's mental health. It was such a hit that you're bringing it back this year, and it's more of a general Linkin Park set. On Saturday the 20th of July, all funds going to Aware. So, guys, tell us about what's on the agenda this year. Is it you're just kind of doing a general kind of Linkin Park set rather than just an album, or are you doing more Meteora? What's the story?
The idea was to do Meteora.
Yeah.
And then one of the lads was like, some of these songs aren't as good as the other songs.
Love the honesty.
So rather than do like 7 really good and 4 not so good, or whatever the ratio is. And plus, like, last year we did like, how long is Hybrid Theory? It's like 35 minutes, I think.
Yeah.
And we did like Numb at the end, and it was 40 minutes. All right, that's not really enough. Considering like support bands would do 45, we're like, you have to maybe do more.
We did In the End twice.
We did In the End twice last year.
That's fantastic. I love that.
We're like, people are like, more. It's like, we don't know anymore. We're not a band. This is literally what we have prepared. So we're like, what if we do like all the really good ones from last year, and the good ones we were going to do, and then some more of the better ones from like Minutes to Midnight. And I don't think we go much later than that, do we?
We do. We have one song off an album that I don't know what the name of it is. Our fandom basically just stopped after Minutes to Midnight. We were like, well, I suppose people have been listening to this band for like up until now.
Yeah,
now,
still.
really, with the resurgence that unfortunately happens when unfortunate things take place. So
of course.
we thought we needed to just dig into the back catalogue a bit more and find stuff from later albums that kind of suited a bit more the flow of the night. So we're doing One More Light, which was the last song that they released with Chester singing on. It was the last actual song that he performed as well, because he performed it at Chris Cornell's.
Oh, yeah, of course.
So yeah, we're gonna drop that, and hopefully there'll be not a dry eye in the house.
Yeah, well, this is it. Well, that's the thing. It was so cathartic last year. It was like just because I think when it happened, it was so shocking. We didn't know where to put our grief. We didn't know what to do with it because none of us had in any way braced ourselves for it. Whereas I think for a lot of people who went last year to were Linkin Park fans, it was cathartic. It was a celebration. A year had passed, like we had processed it as tough as it was to process, and now we were like, because we always wanted to celebrate them, and we always wanted to be like, this part of our lives meant something to us, and this music meant something to us. And I think that's what you achieved last year. And it's like, yes, let's make this a fucking party and a celebration, but also it's emotional and let it be emotional. And I thought you absolutely nailed it. I cannot wait for this. This is like, I wanted this thing to be a weekly thing. We just did the same thing every week. I would have gone. Like, if that was the new Friday of Fibbers, I would have gone every Friday. Like, I was such a fan of what you guys did, because you absolutely fucking nailed it. So are you excited? How's the buzz this year now? Are you just glad to get back in the studio and practicing? And
We're just back from practice now, so the vibe now is tired. Sorry.
I like how you like, Alan, you do like, a really
His
good
name's
sell.
Alan. His name's Colin.
Colin, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
You were there for a while. I was like, am I Alan?
I'm so sorry about that. I love Colin. You're doing like you're doing a really good sell. Tristan, you're doing an honest trailer for your own gig. You're just like, yeah, we're just tired. I want my bed. If I'm being honest with you, I love it.
It's hard work, like.
Yeah, well, no, look, but
And it's so warm out.
it is. It's very warm.
It's actually hard work because we're doing it in Fibbers. Fibbers are giving us the space to actually practice down in Fibbers.
Unreal.
So we were like, "Grand, go down to Fibbers," but then we had like 2 sound engineers that were there, and they were there for the first 4 songs. So we're like, "Fuck, this is a gig now."
Yeah.
So and they had lights going on, and like, so I've dying of a fucking flu for the last week. So I was like, I'm not going to scream.
Yeah.
God damn it, these people are watching. So hence I got the fucking croaky voice. So.
I'm so sorry.
Excuse me, wrestling listeners.
We're after dragging you down here. I see your top. It's a Bret the Hitman Hart.
Absolutely.
You're more of an old school wrestling fan.
Yeah. Well, I'm old school as regards back to fucking Anthony
Any-
Rocker kind of an old
Yeah.
school. This is new school for me, but
Right.
yeah, I've been dragged into the Irish wrestling scene very, very lately.
Nice.
Just been going around to some contenders and a few of the events and really getting myself into it, because I just didn't do it for ages. I did it years ago and I didn't do it for a while.
Yeah.
And a couple of mates of mine were like, let's go down and watch the Irish wrestling. Now I have to say I'm a Jim Cornette type of a dude.
Right.
So we're all slightly old arseholes in our ways.
Yeah.
So when comedy wrestling, who are fucking Club Tropicana, for God's sake? God, what's this shit? But I actually enjoyed it. But don't tell Jim Cornette I enjoyed it.
Don't tell.
I lose my Cult of Cornette badge.
We won't tell Jim Cornette. What do you think about female wrestlers who dive off the top rope?
I fucking love female wrestling. Do you know what? It's not about the dives, it's about the psychology. Why am
You
I
should have told me
diving
that
off the
6
top rope?
months ago.
Jody says it's dumb.
I heard this. I heard about this. Are your elbows okay?
No, to be honest.
The scars
Will your
are.
elbows be okay?
Yes, they will.
Well, that's all I want to know.
All right, guys. So will you hang out and join us for a few questions if you?
Yeah, man, I've nowhere to go.
Yeah. There we go, grand. We'll get you out for last bus. Don't worry. I know you're driving and you have to deal with Dublin
Oh no,
City.
I'm not driving because
Are you not?
I can't deal with it. Where would my car go if I go to Fibbers? Where do you put it? I don't know.
We're just gonna have Tristan rant about traffic for the next half hour. He could do it, guys. I've heard it before.
Do you remember the match that I think it was Ken Shamrock and Steve Blackman had, where it was just like a whole load of cars like in a row with the lights on, and like Mabel and like Gangrel sitting on the cars like just clapping, and they just beat the shit out of each other. You could do that with your car.
I could. I don't know.
Would
Would it affect the insurance?
I'm sure it's not in the small fucking print. Like, the windshield was done in because Mabel farted.
It's like, where do you keep it overnight? How many kilometres a year? Will it be in a fight?
Can you guys do a podcast like first? This is hilarious. I can listen to this these hypothetical scenarios all night. Clueless Nerd got on and asked, in 1972, a crack commando unit. So, Colin, for you probably haven't heard the show before. We just get listeners to send us in questions about anything. So you don't even have to have like new school wrestling knowledge or anything like that. So it's just literally anything they ask us. A crack commando unit was sent to prison by a military court for a crime they didn't commit. These men probably escaped from a maximum security stockade to the Los Angeles Underground. Today, still wanted by the government, they survive as soldiers of fortune. If you have a problem, if no one else can help, and if you can find them, maybe you can hire the A-Team. Who are our A-Team? So we'll go one each. We'll go.
That was a very extravagant intro for this question.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Is it wrestlers or is it anyone?
It can be anyone. Who's your A-Team in general? Like, so you have Mr. T, you have Hannibal, you have Murdoch. Well, you have B.A. Baracus, you have Hannibal, you have Murdoch, you have Face.
I've been thinking about this all day because I'm obsessive about the A-Team.
Okay.
Like, I have all the box sets of the original series, and I used to watch them obsessively.
Who are your real life A-Team? I guess. I don't know.
I don't
or
know.
Fight Factory, maybe. It's one angle we could go.
Fight Factory is A-Team. None of them are cool enough. I'm just going to throw that straight out there. None of them are cool enough.
Right.
I don't know. Someone else help me and answer.
How's the A-Team dynamic in the band?
I don't know.
I forgot I'm Mr. T.
Colin's Mr. T.
Well, you're not getting on planes.
Colin's getting on no plane.
Tristan's not getting in no car either in Dublin City, so there's that too.
I don't know. How does Shane feel about planes?
I think Shane is like our face.
Shane's face.
He definitely is our face. He's like walking around the place just like what was his name? Dirk. No. Dirk quietly. No. Dirk
Dirk
Diggler.
Benedict.
Dirk Benedict.
There you
yeah,
go.
absolutely.
Katie's like, get it right.
because he's just like warming around the place, like just wandering around, yeah, help me girlfriend, yeah, all right, yeah, play a bit of drums, blah, blah. I imagine if that was like if Face was moved to Ireland, that would be him. Yeah, just doing a bit of, gigging around the place, yeah, used to be in scuba dives, yeah, what's the crack, boy, yeah, help me girlfriend. I think it'd be Murdoch, actually.
Didn't Murdoch hate Mr. T in real life? Did he say, like, I'm not talking to the guy with the chains? So,
I'm talking to that guy with the chains.
Did look at the script and be like, yeah, I don't like this, so go tell the guy with the chains I'm not doing this bit.
Really?
Apparently.
I don't think we have an answer for you. You didn't specify. You didn't get like specific enough, so we don't know how to take that. I think the lads, you did admirably though with the band.
I would be gas if you had someone like Eamon Dunphy as like B.A. Baracus. I'm not getting in no plan.
That is an A1
Jerry
Eamon
Ryan as
Dunphy.
Hannibal. Like smoking cigars and a fucking martini. Go, runny egg, guys, runny egg. What we gonna do about this runny egg? You know? Maybe it's just the way I'm picturing it in my head. Because I took that 1975 thing very seriously. Who are around?
Yeah, this is it. I don't know. I don't know if we can get it. We could spend the whole show on this one question.
All I kind of know is if it's Irish wrestlers, that Clong is Murdoch. That's
Right.
all I have in my head because he's a lunatic.
Yeah, well, that's fair. If it's ever just who's crazy, it's always Clong. Clong, we can get Clong into any question on this. Hender the Great said, pick a doubles partner for your two co-hosts, either sex, so it could be mixed doubles too, because Wimbledon, of course, is on. So, who would you pick for? You pick a doubles partner for yourself, even, and we can all do it based on.
So my knowledge of tennis is I don't know if you've ever seen the Andy Samberg mockumentary,
Yes.
7 Days of Hell.
Loved it.
That's literally all I know about tennis.
Yeah.
Oh, and also that Battle of the Sexes film with Steve Carell and, oh my God, I can't remember her name, but they were Billie Jean King and that other guy.
Love that film
who had
too.
the big match.
Very underrated.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I'm only given half the information. I really hope other people know what I'm saying.
I watched that on a plane before. Yeah, I've seen it. It's good. It's a really good plane movie. Because it's just shy, but it's like the right kind of shy. But you'd never waste time, like if you actually had it to spare. If you needed to be somewhere else, you wouldn't necessarily switch on this movie. But when you've nowhere else to be, you're glad you did.
I literally read the plot about sexist male tennis player takes on best female player in the world, and that was my fucking WrestleMania.
Well, come on.
Like, I cracked open a few cans, I sat down, when the credits were rolling, I wanted to go fight a man. Like, it riled me up big time.
Yeah,
I loved it.
It's made for
It was
you.
literally everything I love in a film.
It's your gimmick. So, who'd be your doubles partner?
Andy Samberg.
Andy Samberg. Okay, Keane, if you had to pick a doubles partner, who would it be? Rowan, LJ, Nicola.
I'm gonna go for, I suppose it's a bit of an obvious one,
Right.
but I'm gonna probably go with Jeff Hendrick. He's a footballer for Ireland.
Irish
Yes.
right back, am I?
No, he's a centre mid.
Centre mid? Okay.
Yeah, he's pretty good. So I don't know.
There
It's
you go.
sport like, so he'd probably be alright at it.
Yeah, he'd be grand. It's a good show.
Yeah.
Who'd be your doubles partner?
I know Collins is going to be Cornet because he could just like flail like tennis rackets around for emphasis. Colin's got a better answer. Hang on.
I'm just going to sit back and do nothing. I'm going to get Velveteen Dream to be my partner. You know that spin around he does in the ring?
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to get 2 tennis rackets in his hand and he just spin for a while and we'd win and I'd drink.
Fuck, that's actually smart. Smart.
He's had no time to prepare this. That's fantastic. Coming up on the fly and absolutely killing it in here. I'm so sorry I called you Alan for the first. You deserve better. Who have you got a doubles partner?
I was hoping this Colin would attract attention away from me.
I know, it's tough, especially on the spot.
I'm just going to go up Colin turns up for the Linkin Park gig.
You got more answers than you thought you were getting, Henry, so there you go. Jordan Street got on and said, Hasbro released Northern Irish or Irish Wrestling Monopoly board. Which wrestlers or venues are your Park Lane and Mayfair, and which are your Old Kent Road and Whitechapel Road? Does anyone know Monopoly? Does anyone know Monopoly?
Two of those are good and two of those are bad, I think.
Yeah, Mayfair I think is definitely good because Mayfair is fancy in London, isn't it?
Okay, so what's the Mayfair of Irish wrestling venues? The National Stadium?
The stadium, yeah.
Obviously, yeah. And like
the Europa.
There you go. Yeah, that's very fast. So that can be both the Europa and the National Stadium. What's your Old Kent Road and Whitechapel Road?
The Tivoli. Tivoli's a shithole.
Yeah, agreed.
No. The Tivoli, right? The way I look at this is like the Tivoli is obviously the best venue ever, and I think everyone agrees with me on that. So I'm going to put that in the what's the good one called?
The good ones.
Yeah, we'll call that. And actually, I like almost every venue here, but I have to put one in the bad one. Not like again. I like it was nice like to look at because it was kind of cool the way it was a warehouse. But lads, what was it called again? The B&Q place, the furnace. Yes, the furnace. I forget what the something 13. S13, that's it. Yeah. It's just really, really cold, and it's not miles away from the city centre, but it's also like it's not in it. So if you're travelling up, it's not great.
Yeah, and there's a 24-hour Tesco. It's closed at 10 p.m. Like
what?
around the corner from it. It was really frustrating. It's literally like the signs all say 24 hour. Then you get to the door and it's like opening times, and it's like what? Something's gone wrong here. It's really
so
annoying.
betrayed.
24 hours out of the week, maybe.
Yeah, that's it, exactly.
It's
yeah,
like 3.5 hour window every day.
This is when you shop. Chris Jack got on and asked, in the Always Sunny verse, would you rather be in one of Dennis's homemade sex tapes, let yourself be exploited by the Dennis system, have your neck hole banged by a dog like Cricket, or be the waitress? What is your ideal Always Sunny scenario?
Like, this isn't really a hard one. Like,
Okay.
what's going to make me sound like a pervert? But, like, being one of Dennis's sex tapes. Dennis is really attractive.
Yeah,
Like,
but like he's probably raped a few people.
No, he hasn't.
But
He just implied
he's
it.
implied it. Yeah, the implication.
Because
but
they couldn't say no. They wouldn't say no.
But I mean, like, look at your other options. Okay, the Dennis system isn't actually that bad an option, right? You just have some emotional distress to deal with afterwards. But, like, have your neck hole banged by a dog? No.
No.
Be the waitress, which means you bang Frank? No.
Yeah, that's very
Like,
true.
the only other two good options are having sex with Dennis.
Okay, yeah, if you're into that. I'd be a victim of the Dennis system. I think that sounds like a fun way to spend a week.
I feel like my whole life I've been the victim of the Dennis system. I think people just the Dennis system was the thing. Sent out a few flyers and people just tried that shit out of me for my entire life. Except for what's the last option?
Separate entirely.
Separate entirely. They never do. They're always there with their fucking new boyfriends or girlfriends, and they're there.
Aww.
So
That's really sad. I'm sorry.
it made me strong. System for me all the way.
You know what? You make your own system.
Absolutely.
There you go. The Colin system coming to the future Oslo.
The Maximilian system. It takes forever to get through.
Now called the Allen system.
Amazing. Foxy got on and asked, if you were to make a 6-match show card with Ireland versus the world, who would you put in it? Keane, did you actually make a card?
No. I had no time. I was so prepared. Well, I'm on my phone because I'm going to open up my list of Irish wrestlers for every time I'm asked.
We
Irish
literally
wrestling
made a
questions.
list because people ask these questions so much. Like Irish wrestlers as biscuits.
Let's see who we
Clong
have
is a
here.
Jaffa cake.
I would say Ireland versus the world.
Yeah.
So do they have to be wrestlers from the world, or can it be anyone from the world? Can it be anyone, or does it be a wrestler?
Ideally wrestlers. It's a match card.
Right, well, I'm going to put Liam Royal against Ovi from Love Island anyway. If you don't know who he is, that's fine.
Okay,
If
that
you do,
works.
That's great.
That works. I'll accept it.
God, who Jay Money versus Okada is one that jumps out at me straight away. Let me see. Who else? Who else do we have on this list?
Doing this on the fly, guys.
Yeah. So sorry if this isn't great.
No, you're killing it so far. You're
you're
2 for 2.
I would say put. Oh, I had one a second ago. What the fuck? Where'd it go? Hang on. I would say put Foxy against Mike Chioda or Earl Hebner. Earl Hebner against Foxy. That's a match. That's a match I want to see.
I would watch that match. They're just both angrily pushing each other and like, I'm the referee! And then Foxy puts it back and he's like, I'm the referee! Yeah, and it just goes on like that until one of them passes.
It's a double clothesline, but they're just down for ages.
But there's nobody to count.
Oh, yeah.
Foxy against the NWO mullet referee. What was his name? Remember the guy?
Katie, this is your wheelhouse.
It's the guy that Bret Hart dragged out with the ring and then did that fucked up count after the restart with Sting and Hollywood Hogan at Starrcade 97.
Katie, you should be all over this.
Starrcade 97, I was 7 years old, so I'm sorry, I can't help on this one.
Yeah, there we go.
I got what's it? I lost it. Oh yeah, Finlay against Kevin Owens would be slick. I know this is like quite an obvious one, but Seth Rollins against, of course, Ricky Rose. So that's the match I want to see. And yeah, that's about it.
There we go. Nolanoid 400 got on and said OTT and Fight Factory announced a 5-a-side match for bragging rights. Who's on the team and who wins? Katie, you can be the captain of Fight Factory. And yeah.
Are we talking football or wrestling?
Football, 5-a-side.
Okay, so the way I want to do this, right, because I was thinking about this earlier, we're taking out everyone who plays for both sides. So everyone, your Morden Hypes, your Michael Mays, anyone who does Fight Factory and OTT, gone. Okay, let's keep this pure. So on the Fight Factory side, we're going to have...
There's about 5 people left.
Alexander Dean.
Yeah, he's good actually.
Phil Boyd.
Yeah.
Jay Money.
Oh.
We need 2 more. Rock Shandy.
Oh, yeah.
So that's one side.
Oh, that's a really good team.
Other side, we've Tropicana. I'm doing hand actions, by the way, for people who can't see me.
Yeah.
I'm lining these out like Sabutu players.
She's doing it like Gary Neville on Monday Night Football, pretty much.
So we got Tropicana. Scotty Davis.
Oh. Tropicana, Sexy's a goalkeeper as well. Like, he's really
Okay,
good.
they're off the team because I want Fight Factory to win.
Aiden from Tropicana.
Aiden from Tropicana. Let's go Session Ma. Let's go. I need 2 more OTT OGs. Terry Thatcher.
Oh, he'd be really good.
Too good?
No, let's keep it.
All
It'd be
right.
a good match.
He's out, Butcher in. I just remember on a bus to Belfast we were playing a role play game about where it's called Mafia, where you have to like kill each other. I don't know if it's like a storytelling game where you have to keep nominating who you think is the killer, and I kept nominating Butch and he just threw to me, it's like, it's not me, stop killing me. I'm sorry, Butch. I feel like I'm doing that again.
So we need one
and
more.
you know, if we Phil Boyd on one side, let's put Joker Bray on the other.
Oh, interesting.
So
there we go. There's going to be some
my
hard
five
tackles.
aside.
There's going to be some hard
Guys,
tackles.
if we get 50 tweets, I think we can make this happen for charity. So
maybe not those exact teams, but like...
why not?
Don't water down the original idea.
Yeah, there you go. Right, let's dream big, guys. Let's dream big. We're after getting 50 tweets for the Michael May, John DeGrasso match, which we're going to release for free. It's probably already out. So, yeah, there we go. That's believable. Sean McSaurin got on and said, I think there's going to be a reeling in the years for this decade coming out in the next year or two. Pick moments you would select from Irish or world wrestling that you feel should be included. I don't mind waiting 2 weeks for the... We didn't need to say that part. A moment from World Wrestling. What would you include in reading in the years?
I would go for Wrestle Kingdom 9.
Oh.
Shinsuke Nakamura's entrance.
Oh.
And match against Kota Ibushi, because I think that's the best match I've seen in about 10 years. And his entrance, I was like... The last time I'd seen Shinsuke Nakamura, he was like doing the MMA gimmick. And when he came out with the red with the red leather vest and the cloak and the crown, I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with that, because that was, for me, I was like, I need to start watching New Japan again.
I'd love that to be in Reading in the Years for the randomness where even wrestling fans don't fully understand what's going on. And it's just in there. There's a shot of like Bertie Ahern and then cuts to that. Just 30 seconds of then this match happened. And then it just moves on to like Ireland in the World Cup. And then it's just like no explanation. It's just that scene in there.
You'd have to give a bit of the commentary as well, because it was JR's first time doing it.
Yeah.
My God, he's like a cross between Michael Jackson and Freddie Mercury.
I love it. A moment from Irish wrestling that you'd like to see in Reading in the Years. Something that sums up like the year. I think the National Stadium for Scrappermania, the Scrappermania 3, the first time in the National Stadium where you have, say, Engo and Don in the ring and they just look out and you just see the full crowd and it's like, holy shit, lads, we fucking did it. You know what I mean? And then like clips of the matches that night, because you had like Irish wrestlers be the starring role. So like Martina doing her entrance with the glow sticks and stuff like that. I know we had the Elite in the main event, but even then that was a huge deal to get them on a show like this. That took OTT to the next level. So if you want to summarize kind of the peak of Irish wrestling and tell the story of look how far we've come, that snapshot is a great real answer.
Yeah, but also Paul Tracy and Walter facing off.
Just that one bit.
Just that
Paul
one
Tracy
bit.
coming back from the jacks with his points and Walter walking towards him and him being like, yeah, you better keep walking.
What about Maxer at the School of Irish Wrestling show? Where he comes to the curtain and immediately falls on his arse. He's like really angry for like 5 minutes.
That's like the end. That's the post-credit scene. So it's just like, it just gets to the end of the credits and then it's just that one scene for no reason whatsoever.
I wouldn't bother with any of that. Or like wrestling, Irish wrestling, global wrestling, just one clip and it's Duncan in that promo being like, Shah Samuels, should I put a T at the end of that? Because when you face the Kings, you shat yourself and just nothing else. Nothing else. And no explanation given as to why that's being played. Just that on its own.
Bittersweet G&M got on and asked, at this rate it's going to be a team of Irish wrestlers are nominated to go sort out Brexit. Who are they and why? Don't get this obsession with everyone wanting to know which Irish wrestlers you would have star in The Sopranos or as judges on The X Factor. I don't know what your question here is.
It wasn't a question.
But it's just a bit of a rant. But like, to make a question out of it, I like how ridiculous it's getting. I like how tenuous. What's the most ridiculous as Irish wrestlers question you can come up with? Like, when do we know that it's like it's time to put this bit to bed? I want it to get more ridiculous though, guys. I want you to ask me Irish wrestlers as famous movie dogs. I want to be like,
The question would be, if Terry Thatcher went on Oprah and consumed 16 Cadbury's cream eggs, if Gunter went on the Slimming World diet and actually slipped through a drain and went into the sewer, how big is Batista's penis?
That's the question. That's the question where it's like, all right, we've run out of Irish wrestler material. There we go. Joe Stodge got on and said, we'll all have something for this. Has your area got any mad lads? Mine is the crazy blessing lady who goes around late at night with a shawl over her head, mumbling the Hail Mary while blessing everything. Trees, cars, traffic lights. It's kind of creepy to see. Who's your local mad lad? We'll start with Tristan. Do you have anyone? Sorry, I'm not putting you on the spot. Do you want? Well,
he's from Rathangan. That's like
who's the normal person?
We used to have Jedward and older Jedward in primary school.
Really?
Yeah, they legit went to primary school in Rathangan. Like their brother was in my class up until I think 6th class,
Holy
and then like
shit.
the two of them were 1 or 2 years behind him, I think. But I think he did 6th class and they like finished 4th, and then they were just gone. But now their brother's back and he's just kind of there. I don't know what's going on. He just kind of. I don't know if he fits the criteria for this question, but he is definitely just kind of just always there in the periphery.
The other Jedward.
Yeah.
If they were a threesome called Jedward Mick.
I mean, his name's Kevin, but no one can remember Jedward. No one can remember their real surname, so it's fine. Like no one's going to find him because I just said his first name.
Brilliant. Who's your local mad lad, Colin?
I used to live down in Fairview, and basically we were in a mad sesh house, so at like 10 o'clock in the morning we all be just staring out the window at the other houses around the place, as you do. And there was this woman, and she every morning would walk down past the gaff, and she was dressed like Joan Collins, and she had this little baby's pram that she was pushing all the time. And we were like, it was kind of like at Part Works, it was like, find out what happens tomorrow and find out the next bit the day after. So we copped that she had like this tiny little terrier in the pram. So we're like, why did she have the terrier in the pram? And we was like, oh, that's obviously just the thing she does. She's mad. She's bringing around her dog like in the pram because it's her baby and blah, blah, blah. But we were going up to the shops one of the days, and she took a load of bread out of her handbag and started feeding all these cats, and the dog was in the pram just going absolutely mental. It was like the rat in the cage of Stranger Things. It was just literally just bouncing out. It would fall down on the ground and she'd pick it back up. So that was why the dog was in the pram, and that's why she had the pram. So that's my mad person.
Mysteries. Well, there was method to her madness, to be fair. Maybe we're the mad ones for judging her.
It's a closure, because you know when you
you
session, you're
figure it
presented
out
with these questions, you need to have some sort of resolution.
There's
or else you
logic
drive yourself
there.
quietly insane.
Keen, local mad lads.
Probably your man around the corner from me, where I was. I saw in the paper. I don't know if I definitely showed you, but I don't know. Basically, in the article,
you have, yeah.
The headline just read, "Man who threatened Spanish student and said, 'Give me €20 or I'll stab you,' escapes prison sentence." So yeah, probably him.
Katie, you're gonna have something for this, I know.
Like, I'm just from a real small village where everyone's a little bit mad,
Right,
but
yeah,
they're
I
mad
know.
in that, like, old lad farmer way.
Right.
But I did have a cousin who got into a scrap, and he's only 12, and he got in a scrap in school. So he cut someone's baby toe off, I heard. And then his nickname was Toenail for years. And that's really dark.
Jesus.
That's pretty mad. Like, that's pretty mad. Yeah, like, there's other local characters, like the local Rasta man who's white and 60 and carries a boombox, just playing the same Bob Marley CD over and over again. But it still doesn't beat chopping off a toe.
No, that's tough to beat indeed. We the guy who used to go around starting fights in school. I'm sure like he's a sensible adult, probably like earning six figures now. But like in school he used to pick fights with everyone, but he only had one move. He went for double legs badly, and so he just literally every fight that he was in, and he just like randomly you walk past him and he just like push you and start on you, and then go for a double leg, not be able to take you down, so you could just beat him. You could just pummel him like immediately and be like, get the fuck off me. I won't name him. I do remember his nickname in school. Like I said, he's probably doing quite well. He's like probably managing director in AIB now or something like that, because that's what we do in Ireland. Last but not least, Mr. Linda Block said, John Kelly, so I have to do my accent for it. What is the most disappointing film you've been to / watched on Netflix, picking it solely by its name? Mine was The Passion of the Christ. I don't know why they call it that, but there's fuck all riding in it. The weirdest, and that's not the reason that we're giving it the main event. We do have a reason that we're going to get to, but the most disappointing film you've watched or you've been to or watched on Netflix based on the name. Something that was just pure false advertising. Have we got any?
I was watching a film the other night called It Comes at Night, where everything happened during the day. So that has to count for something.
That is not where I thought that was going to go.
Yeah. I was like, all right, I see this. Oh, well, Captain PG.
Some of like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre reboots are pretty dreadful because you think you're going to get a good film because it was a good film, and then it's not. It's got like I don't know if it's a reboot or a sequel to a reboot, but there's one that has like really bad CG blood. So like it looks, because like the blood looks like Spawn's cape. And like it's really weird. It takes you out of it, and like the whole weird thing is like one of like the kids in it, like one of the college kids who are being pursued or whatever, finds out she's like Leatherface's cousin through some distant thing. So like the whole film, everyone's being chased, and then towards the end, she's like, "Now I'm on your side now. Fuck it." And it's like, oh, okay, I guess that's the story.
Like, you need to watch movies with Tristan. It's almost like we talked earlier about wanting to have Katie and Phil do a goggle box where they watch wrestling. I want to do like a goggle box with Tristan, watching movies and breaking it. He does this, like, this is what he's like watching movies with. It's hilarious. And it's just like...
We saw like the new Spider-Man with Jade, and there is a scene in it where like
Careful.
Jake Gyllenhaal's just talking. I won't say what he says because that's how spoilers are.
Yeah.
And I just And I go like he's talking to people, and I turn to Jay and I go like, in the world of this movie, there's no need for him to be saying this. This is purely for the audience, and I think that's really funny. That like literally this scene is just exposition, being dressed up as like part of the thing.
Yeah.
I just thought it was gas.
Yeah, he is. It is. Like, but they're aware of that as well. So it's not the most unforgivable thing. Can you think of anything unforgivable in terms of?
Not really. Like, I tend to pick films that have real literal titles, and then you're never disappointed. Like, I talked before about my love of video nasties. So, like, when I watch a film called Driller Killer, I love the fact it's about a dentist who kills people with a drill.
Makes sense.
Or, like, Last House on the Left, it is, in fact, about a house that's last on the left. So, yeah, I just go literal and you're never disappointed.
This is true. There's a reason we put John in the main event, Keane. I know you haven't seen movies, so I assume.
Well, I mean, I remember I had a friend who was pretty upset because he watched Freddy Got Fingered, but apparently Freddy didn't get fingered. And that was a bit of a letdown. So.
The reason we asked is because we got sent in a couple. We're only going to get to John's for this, just because we're running tight for time. We did ask people to send in, if they wanted to send in their Tinder profiles, they would have Katey. We would have Katey judge them. So we need the script. John Kelly, I literally said it on the show last week, John Kelly has already sent in his Tinder profile. The next day, John sent in his full Tinder profile, a fair few pics. So if you want to break it down, just swipe for the further ones and just describe it to anyone. Like, obviously, they can't see at home. Though we will put up pictures of it on our Facebook and Insta.
So
we'll just go the first four.
I always think that your first picture on your Tinder profile should be just of you, because anyone who doesn't watch wrestling might think that this is Mike Bailey's Tinder, because that's his first picture is in fact of Mike Bailey. But like, it's a really nice picture of you, John. So like that, like just crop Mike out there. You don't need him. Gym picture second. That's always good. A little bit of flexing, good sunlight. Shows you're serious about, your health and fitness. It's important. A suit picture, which is a fantastic suit picture and a really nice suit, but I can't help but notice you're not wearing shoes. So that kind of takes away from the luxury of the suit.
So close.
It was 95% perfect.
I thought that was like a really.
He could have cropped it. He could have moved his phone up a tiny bit.
Yeah.
He could have moved in a bit.
And you know what? Like, this is a full body shot that he clearly got someone to take of him.
Yeah.
So you need to ask your friend why they didn't crop your feet out or tell you to put shoes on.
It's really fucking Keane who took it or something like
I might have took the gym one. I don't know, because any time he sees I'm in the gym he's in, like, he'll be upstairs doing cardio and I'll be downstairs and I get like a message going like, "Can you come up and take pictures of me?"
I love how everyone has a job.
I've just flicked through the rest quickly and they're all pretty standard. They're good pictures. I would take out the picture of you and a girl on a date, because that's not the right thing to portray on Tinder.
It's like a preview. It's letting you know what you're getting yourself into.
See, other people do this with me.
Your face here.
Actually do that. That'd be hilarious.
She's having a great time.
Like, he's in the picture as very pretty girl, and maybe it's not your girlfriend, but that's the impression we're getting. And you're holding a tiny sign saying Vietnam. And I'm just not really sure why. Now, the good thing is your feet are covered up, so I'm going to assume you're wearing shoes.
This is just this new thing now. We're always, every time we see John, we have to check he's wearing shoes.
But the picture's really nice. I am just confused about the girl and the sign saying Vietnam, because now I'm kind of thinking you might be shipping her to Vietnam.
Or else she just came from Vietnam.
Yes, or just received from Vietnam. Sorry, John. Okay, now here's the actual written part. Your tagline is probably the best guy on Tinder. Winky face. And then just a bad grammar because you've got like a dash.
No, the dash is nobody said it.
Oh, okay. I
That's
get
the
it.
joke.
Oh, that's funny, but like,
if you have to think.
if you have to explain it to me, you probably have to explain it to most girls who read it. That's not my baby in the last photo. Crying emoji. That's always a good thing to clarify, but you don't always have to clarify.
It's an adult woman in the photo, isn't it?
Oh, sorry. There was another picture with a baby. But you know what? Babies are not warning signs. A lot of women like children, so that's not the turn off you think it is.
It could be the warning sign. because if he had the crying face beside the thing, that's not my baby, it may indicate that he just wants to go out with you to procreate.
Obsessed with all things HP, Marvel, and DC. Like, it's always good to throw your interest in there in case someone else has them. I did think HP because I don't watch Harry Potter. It was an abbreviation for the sauce there for a second. Can always be found at OTT. That's cool if you find a girl who knows what that is. You know, that's a very good conversation. Love animals. Best job I had was working at the zoo. And a lion emoji in case you were unsure.
What the zoo was.
Like, if that's like, you've punctuated most things with an emoji, so maybe punctuate OTT with a little wrestling emoji or something. Just conversation starter. Looking for someone to have the crack, go cinema, try new foods, and go on weekend adventures. And then the emoji with the squinty eyes and the tongue out. So I think that's
Katey
cheeky.
reads emojis.
Well, like, it's an audio medium, to be fair.
Yeah, no, we needed it. Like,
last thing, you can take away my house, all my tricks and toys, but one thing you can't take away, I am Iron Man. Okay. It's an interesting quote. You're not Iron Man, so it's a lie, but it's nice, like, to associate yourself there.
What age does he have on the profile? This is a
This
point of contention.
doesn't have an age.
That's about right.
Yeah, no age. Yeah,
Hey, how do that on Tinder?
I don't.
Because it's like one of the parameters, like you said, an age range. So he's definitely within an age range.
I think John might be like a Tinder premium. I think they bumped him up a level. They've given him like the VIP access.
We can just break the rules of Tinder.
He's one of our most regular swipers, so therefore you get to take away the age or something like that.
Really?
I think so. I think that's one of the options.
That's...
Yeah.
I think people should keep an open mind about ages anyway.
Yeah, and we all know John is 27, so like there we go. That's
I didn't know that.
ish. Give or take a decade.
Good job, John. Just take into account the shoes, Vietnam, the emojis, and yeah, you're good.
There you go, guys. Send in more Tinder pics. Send in Low Blows 24/7 ideas and send in more questions. We are now out and we need more questions, so send them in. Thank you, as always, to Corbett Keane and Katie Harvey for joining us. And just one more reminder, Sunday, the 20th of July in Fibbers, check out Fenix performing Chester Bennington Linkin Park tribute set. All proceeds go to Aware, so a great cause. It's free entry too, but do donate generously, guys. It's for a great cause. There's going to be support bands from 7 p.m. It's a great night's entertainment, and then you've got the main event. Just sit back and relive your teenage years, and it is absolutely fantastic. I cannot fucking wait for it, guys. You nailed it last year, so now it's not even one of those things where it's going to be like, is this going to work? We know it's going to be fantastic. We know you're going to kill it. It's just going to be a great night. I cannot fucking wait.
This is more pressure.
No, it's
Last year it could have been fine, and everyone like, that's pretty good.
I'm not trying to build you up too high. I'm just trying to say, like, stop being so honest.
I mean, they should go, definitely.
Yeah.
I was about to say, just to say everything besides don't come.
Definitely do.
Ignore what I said, but like, come. But be warned that I have said that in case any of it is relevant down the line. No, it's going to be a great night. Saturday the 20th of July, we're going to have info up on our social media all week next week, reminding you so you get the full info. Thanks for joining us, guys. Great contribution.
Thank you very much.
It's been great to have you. To Tristan, to Colin, a.k.a. Alan. Guys, we'll be back next week, but until then, for the lads, for Katie, for Keane, I've been Rick Nash, and that's the bottom line, because Lobo said so.